Hey guys, welcome back to g3fashion.com, and today's video is on how you can style plus size fashion, and this is Indian fashion style tips. This will give you an idea on how you can style kurtas, salwar suits, sarees and lehengas. So if you're interested, keep watching, and if you still haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit that bell button to never miss a video from us. And you can also find plus size collection on our website, which is g3fashion.com. So now let's move on to the video. So this video will be related to the plus size fashion tips which I'll be giving you, but your body type could be a pear, apple, or even be an hourglass or an inverted V. So for this you'll have to use different style tips. I'm just going to give you basics, but towards the end I will be adding 1 to 2 tips about the bottoms that you can go for with your special figure shape. So now for the first, I'll be talking about kurta sets or kurtas. Now when you choose kurtas which are styled with plazos or even pants, remember to choose kurtas which are in straight cuts and have slits, and remember the slit should be until your hip line and not above that, or this will bulge out your hip line level and make you look more bulgy on that area. And you can also go for vertical lines. Remember that side slits can be decorated or have borders or even stripes with a different color of a fabric, so this will actually give you an illusion of a longer length instead of that wideness which adds to your figure. And when you choose plazos to go with your kurtas, remember that they should be in a lighter color. And if it's a contrast, remember it can also have stripes or it can have figure motifs, but not large prints. Avoid those. And remember, you can also go for plazos which are a bit wide but not full flared. Avoid the full flared plazos. This will also add more fullness to your bottom torso instead of your top. So remember, this is the trick to go for. And now for the other kurtas, if you're wearing an achkan kurta, this is a perfect style for you ladies. Remember that an achkan kurta has a center line always which has decorated borders, or even it could have buttons which would highlight it. So achkans are good. It would also cover your neckline. But for this, remember your sleeves have to be elbow or full to get that balanced look of the achkan. And the achkan can also be a bit slightly flared, or I would say A-line. If you don't want to go for a straight cut, you can go for an A-line, but avoid the flared or the anarkalis one, especially which is around your bust area. Now you can also go for A-line kurtas or an high-low effect of a kurta if you're pairing it up with a western wear or straight cut trousers or pants. You can definitely go for this style, or even the overlapped or the angaraka style is also a perfect style that you can don to, because it doesn't draw so much attention to your bust level or your stomach area. So this is also a style that you can don, but remember to never have a kurta which is high-low which reaches the floor. It should always be around your back knee level or calf level. Next we'll be talking about the Salwar Kameez, and I'm going to start with the anarkalis. So yes, anarkalis can be dressed by plus size women. For this, all you have to remember is choose kalis which come from your shoulder instead of something which starts from your bust level or your empire line. Now empire line is exactly which ends underneath your bust, so avoid that. So what you need to do is choose anarkalis which come from the shoulders, or even in which is in a princess cut. This would be perfect for you. And if you want to wear something which has a yoke, now remember it can cut down at your mid level, which is your midriff. And if you have a stomach area, I would suggest you to really leave out the anarkalis which have an empire line or which highlights that portion. And now if we talk about something in a Punjabi suit, remember you can go for patialas, but go for semi patialas instead of those heavy bulge cowl patialas. And also avoid the dhotis which have multiple cowls on your sides, but you can go for dhotis which are like pre-pleated and have pleats or cowls at the center. This will really look good on you. And you can also pair up a short or a midriff kind of a peplum which also hits around your midriff, and this does not add extra bulge, but remember that the shape should be slight more or less like an A, but it should not have a lot of pleats which would again flare it up and fluff it up. And if you're going to be choosing a kameez which goes with your Punjabi salwars or your patialas, it can also be somewhere beneath your knee level, but don't wear something which cuts down at your knee level. This will also cut out your height and maybe add more to your figure. And so it's advisable to wear something which is longer till the knee length, and churidar suits are perfect for you, or straight pants with kurtas are perfect for you. Now for Lehenga Cholis, I'm going to give you basic tips because we already have one video uploaded on our channel. I would link it in the description and also somewhere up there. So you can watch how we can wear a lehenga to look slim. We've added a lot of tips for an apple shape and also for plus size. So that's perfect. But I will still be giving you some tips like when you're choosing a lehenga, remember don't wear something which is flared from your waistline and fluffs up, especially like an organza or a net fabric. Avoid that. You can go for kalis, but remember your kali should also be thinner from your waistline and can spread out wide when it reaches your knees or your hemline. And don't wear something which has a lot of embroidery around your hip level or your waist level. Avoid that. Go for plains or go for bias cut lehengas. This would really look good on you. And the other thing is when you're wearing a lehenga, remember to wear it above your navel instead of somewhere beneath your navel. This is because you don't want to show a lot of skin on your waistline if you don't want to highlight it. And the same applies to when you're wearing a choli. You need to wear something which is around your mid-level instead of something which ends just underneath your bust. And for more tips on choli patterns, you can also watch the same video. And for necklines, I would suggest that you go for broader necklines or basics like a scoop, a round, or even a V. And if you're someone who has an inverted shape, then you can go for something which has a plunge neckline if you're comfortable with that. And you can also go for something which is off shoulder if you're pear shaped. This will also help you a lot. Okay, and now for sarees, the basic tips are to choose a fabric which isn't too stiff or which isn't semi-transparent. You need something which will not add more bulge or add more figure to your whole shape. For this, you can go for cotton silks and silks, but the silk should be something which is softer and lighter in weight. You don't want to add more pleats to your figure. And even when you're choosing a blouse to go with it, the same rules apply. You don't want to wear something which overpowers the saree. You can also wear a plain blouse or a basic neckline. Even a collar neck will look good on you with the saree. And again, the colors that you can go for a saree is black, yes, but choose darker colors if you don't want to go for black. And yes, you can wear beige, but remember, add a contrast dark blouse to go with a beige or a lighter color of a saree. This actually harmonizes your whole look and gives you that slimmer look. And if we talk about the embroideries, remember that don't wear something which has a lot of embroidery on the yoke or the shoulder. Especially pre-pleated sarees are not a good option for you. So go for something which has more towards the hemline and thinner borders instead of those heavy work borders. This will look perfect on you in a saree. And now here are some basic tips that you can go for if you're a plus size and you have an hour figure, or you've got a pear figure, or you've got an apple figure. Now I'm going to start with one, which is the pear. Now if you don't want to highlight your lower torso because this is a problem for you, remember to wear something which is broader and highlights your top or your neck or your collar neck bone. So you can go for boat necks, you can go for deep scoops, you can go for V necks, or even round to be okay. Yes, and you can also go with off shoulder, so this will give you a highlighting point instead of something which highlights your hip level. And the same applies if you're choosing churidars or bottoms or even plazos. Go for darker colors like black or even dark maroon, greens, navies to draw more attention towards your top or your kurta instead of your bottom. And now the opposite applies to an apple shape. If you don't want to highlight your top torso or your stomach level, you can wear something which is more flared or has more details in your plazo, your pants, or your salwar. And even the same in a lehenga, you can highlight your lehenga more than your choli and keep the choli a bit plain with less embroidery and which has sleeves to cover up your arms instead of showing a cold shoulder look or off shoulder look. You can go with full sleeves or even elbow sleeves, but avoid the half sleeves. And if you're an hourglass, you can go for anything, but just remember that when you're wearing a top and a bottom which has different space and shows your skin, remember to keep at least 2 inches of skin there, whether you're wearing a choli or you're even wearing a sari. So you can tie your sari a bit lower than your navel instead of the same tip I gave you for a lehenga. So this would help. And you can also wear any of the style tips I've given which were from the starting, because you don't have any rule that applies to you, but you can just highlight both your heavy bottom torso or your top torso equally. Thank you so much for watching. That was all from us on how you can style plus size fashion for women. And if you like the video, don't forget to give us a like. And also, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to shop the collection of plus size, you can find it on our website g3fashion.com. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.